Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Today we're going to take a look at the 6-inch Black Series Captain Poe Dameron from The Last Jedi. So let's head to that table and check this one out. Looking at the packaging first, it is of course in the red and black box. Nothing new here. You get a good look at the figure through the window with the included blaster. And a pretty nice artwork on the bottom right side of Oscar Isaac. Now to note with this figure, there were 2 releases of him with a variation in the beard. One being a little bit darker and covering higher up, and the other one a little bit lighter. And here's a look at that side by side. I only have the one figure to open up, so the best I can show you is how it looks in the box here. I have to say, I think my preference does go to the thicker beard, though. I feel like it brings out a little bit more of that sculpting in the face, definitely making it look a lot more like Oscar Isaac than the one here with the lighter painted beard. But enough of that, on to the rest of this. This is number 53 in the lineup, of course, on the side of the box. And on the back side, everything's as you would expect. You got the 53 in the upper right corner. And then you got a brief description about Captain Poe Dameron with a nice picture of him off to the side. And now taking a look at the figure itself, I gotta say, this is a much improved head sculpt of Poe Dameron, of Oscar Isaac. It resembles him much more than the figures that we got for the Black Series Force Awakens line. So I'm very impressed with how this one looks. Going in tighter on the head sculpt, of course, I already mentioned the beard variation. I only have this one figure opened up. So going past that, the hair detailing looks great. Painted in pretty nicely there. Eyebrows, still a little thick and kind of oddly placed. That could certainly vary figure to figure though. But otherwise, the eyes are painted in nicely. And one thing that I noticed that's different on this figure because of that beard not being so thick, this particular figure has much more pinker lips than he should. Kind of throws it off a little bit. And on my figure here, something definitely happened on the side of the neck where it looks like some paint peeled off or didn't get painted in or something. I don't know, looking pretty weird. As for the midsection of the body, I love the look of this leather jacket. Obviously, it's separately molded as the vest part of it, but I like that they're doing this now. It definitely gives it a nice layering look, some added detail to it. It looks really nice. Of course, all the pockets and seams and stuff are molded in there, and they've even molded in, you know, little minor wrinkles into the, what would otherwise be, I guess, a leather fabric of the coat. So it's really looking pretty sharp. Through the arm area, the same detailing remains, and then on his left arm, he's got the Rebel Alliance symbol. One thing that bugs me about this figure, as you can see with his elbows bent, for some reason the peg from that upper arm extends past the elbow area, and it looks awful, really. I don't know why that's happening on this particular figure, or why Hasbro wouldn't have rounded that off more or something. Usually that's a joint that's pretty well hidden. But as far as the rest of the chest area, kind of some mixed feelings on this shirt area. The upper part of the chest where you've got that separation of articulation, the texture is in there of the shirt, but it's much more muted and, you know, just softer through there. But the lower half of that shirt is much more harsher lines and stuff detailed in there. So it definitely does not blend too well together there. It looks like belt area is looking pretty nice. You got the buckle painted in silver. And then for the rest of the belt around the waist, it is painted in brown. But that side holster is glued on and then it's attached around the leg. So that piece there is separately molded. And then as far as the leg area goes, you know, it's what you would expect, the wrinkled fabric look molded into that plastic. And the boots are looking pretty good. I have to say I'm kind of surprised there's no additional boot painting done to separate it more from the rest of the pants. Maybe what he wears in the movie is the same color of his pants, and we'll find out soon enough. But it's just odd that that part blends in so well. And the figure does come with one accessory, and that is his blaster. Pretty nicely molded. Detailing in it looks pretty good. You get a little bit of black on the handle, but the rest is just painted silver. For the most part, it does fit into the hand nicely, but you're going to really need to pull out that index finger to get it to slide into the trigger of this blaster. And then no problem sliding that blaster into the holster. As far as the articulation goes, the head does seem to be on a ball joint, so you get pretty good rotation through there and a little bit of swivel side to side. And then that neck does come down and back, so, you know, pretty good posing ability through that head area. At the shoulder area, of course, both arms do go up and down, and then good swiveling to them. And then at the elbow area, of course, you get your bend, and also you got your swivel through there, so pretty good range of motion. Those hands do turn around, and then each hand does go side to side for that movement. So not a lot, but you do get a little bit of range of motion through there. At the waist area, articulation is at the middle of the chest, so you get your good swiveling through there. And then, of course, since that jacket's nice and loose, it follows with it. Nothing really going in there for crunching. That's holding pretty tight. As for the legs, of course, you can kind of split them out. And because that holster is not glued on there, you know, no hindrance in movement there. And then you can bring your legs out forward and back just a little bit. And then, of course, at the top of the thigh, you got your rotation there. The kneecap, both double jointed. So good movement through there. And then at the ankle area, you do got your forward and back for the foot. And then also you got your rotation on the peg, which kind of seems a little picky this time. A little different placement or something, but it does turn around. So overall, I'm really digging this figure. I definitely like the improved likeness to Oscar Isaac. I think it's definitely one that's worth adding to your collection. Alrighty, that wraps up this look at Poe Dameron. I'd love to know your thoughts on this figure in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.